Welcome back to the channel. This is the Royal Realm, your happy place for gaming, where we like to look at the positive side of games and how we can view any negative or whatever else it is, news that we get for the gaming world. And today I have a very interesting topic for you that I thought would be very crazy if it was possible to be done. Before we get into that, and it does regard Dragon Quest 3, so stick around for 2 seconds, consider subscribing, consider hitting the like button, you know, all the doodads that everyone always gets into saying that you should do beforehand. I'm not going to waste your time with that. That is it. It's out of the way. Let's talk about Dragon Quest 3 and how the remake for that influences something that I think should be done, and should be done on the Nintendo Switch, a game that would be epic and was really well done for those sales on the Nintendo DS, and that game is Chrono Trigger. Now, if you look at Dragon Quest 3, the remake, the footage there, and I do have footage that's showing up for you now, that is from Nintendo Life's video, and that is a comparison between the old and the new one that they have made, and they've basically put them together for that. And I think that it is something that we need to see, or you need to see this specifically, because it does give you a grasp on what is possible when companies actually faithfully remake a game, and they remake it for today's audiences, and they don't keep the graphics stuck in that time period, which, don't get me wrong, is something that everybody, a lot of people love those graphics. I'm not going to say everybody loves them, but a lot of people definitely love those graphics. Now, that game definitely lends the idea, or hands itself over to the possibility of Chrono Trigger being remade once again. Obviously, you got the DS version, which everyone does say is one of the best ways to play Chrono Trigger. If you haven't played that before, it is very expensive on the Super Nintendo. The DS version is much cheaper, still rather expensive if you're looking to get that, but it is much cheaper if you would like that game. But how about if Nintendo or whoever has the rights to Chrono Trigger thought about revamping that game, and not just revamping it the way that they have done, which is essentially just rehashing the same game with the same graphics. How about remaking that game from the ground up with the new graphical improvements that we have in 2021, or whenever they decide, if they decide to make this game? How about revamping Chrono Trigger with those graphics that they kind of done for Dragon Quest 3? That remake would be epic. You know, when I see what they've done for Dragon Quest 3 and how far that game has come, considering the original looks historic essentially, and this new version looks pretty epic. I won't lie to you, it does look like a game I would definitely pick up. The graphics are beautiful and charming, and I really think that they could do this for Chrono Trigger if they wanted to do that. If they wanted to put that out, I reckon it would be absolutely incredible and something that we could really delve into. But there is a caveat, because with these kind of remakes or remasters, sometimes they fiddle with things like they did with The Legend of Zelda. I believe it's Majora's Mask 3D. They fiddle with things and they change it, and people don't necessarily like that so much, and they want the original version to be the one that they get to play because it has everything that remains faithful to the game. So the only caveat that I really see with this game, in the sense that it needs to be done properly, is that they have to, if they do this game, if they do or ever think that it's a good idea to bring Chrono Trigger back, is that they need to remain 110% faithful to the way that the story played out, the way that everything, the choices you could make, the things you could do, everything needs to be 110% faithful, essentially just having a graphical upgrade, and that is it. And I know that is probably a big ask, and there's a lot of things that people might want to see added to the game or changed about the game. I don't think that you should do that. If they were going to make this game the same way that they've done Dragon Quest 3, that remake, I think that it needs to be 110% faithful to the original Chrono Trigger game. Now, if that is something that you think would be epic, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. And also, if there are other games that you think that require that upgrade, that we could see, that from games that were maybe 20-30 years old, that should get a new version of them out in the next, say, 10 years. You got a whole decade, or next 4 years even. Which games do you think that those games should be? Let me know in that comment section down below. Hit the subscribe button, like button, all that doodad jazz stuff. I'm not going to waste your time. I really don't want to. Thank you so much for joining me. That is my video for today. That's the one thing that I thought of when I saw Dragon Quest 3's remake footage in comparison to the original one. What do you think? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Royal Realm, your happy place, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.